Okay, let's get going. Get your business onto the digital superhighway. I came up with the title for this because a long time ago when the internet first started, it was called the superhighway. It was called the internet superhighway. And what I've also noticed is the word digital is starting to be put with social media and social media marketing. So that's why I put them together, the digital superhighway, because you're going to get, by the time we get done today, you're going to get a really good overview of social media marketing, and hopefully I'll give you enough information for you to get started. And of course, I'm having seminars. Next month, I am doing a an online LinkedIn class. It's going to be four different LinkedIn seminars, and I will let you know about that. I'm also going to be doing some email marketing seminars, so I'll let you know as those are coming up. You'll get an email from me telling you about them. If you'd like to participate in them, I'd love to have you. Hey, Iowa, Seth, great to see you. Seth put something in my question area. Great to see Iowa there also. Okay, this is me, Mike Bitter, founder and CEO of Affordable Social Media. We're about 9 years old. We're coming up on 9 years. So I think we kind of understand what's going on with social media marketing and how to tie that with email marketing. And there's just a whole lot we do to market businesses online on that digital superhighway. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email if you'd like. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, also on LinkedIn. So just drop me a note, connect with me however you'd like to. You can also follow me on Instagram, and I think I have a couple of other things that I'm connected to. Upcoming seminars, go to asmomaha.com and look for my calendar. It has all of my upcoming seminars on there. So I would love to have you both at my seminars and my webinars. So let's get talking about this. You know, what I've found over the years of doing presentations is this is what the digital superhighway looks like to people. You're going along about 75 miles an hour or 175 miles an hour. You can't really make out what's going on. You see some things sticking up in the distance, and yeah, it kind of looks like something that you need to do social media marketing with. And then you've got rain coming down on top of it, you know, people talking about social media, and there's just so much to it. And this is what it looked like to me. I wasn't any different than anybody else when I started with the getting on the digital superhighway. And so what I try to do is make this look a little bit clearer. And then you look down the superhighway, and sometimes, especially with your business, is you're going, is there anybody out there? I keep posting, I keep saying things, and where's this big thing that's supposed to eventually happen? And you may see one or two people, that's about it. So, you know, do you feel like you're the only one on the digital superhighway and ever wonder why you don't see anyone else? I felt that way too when I first started going on the superhighway. So what happened was I started watching what other people were doing that were really growing their following, that were really growing their social media. And what I realized is they were building relationships. It wasn't a, hey, I've got this product for you and I think you could use it. It's, how's your son? How's your daughter? Isn't she graduating this year? How are things going on in your family? And those relationships were built. I took that online relationships and I started applying the relationships to offline. And what I found is by building relationships, that became my income stream. It's not a one-time sale, it's an income stream. Because when normally people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And what I found is even though I have someone that has either purchased a product or is taking my services, and I'm working with them, they may not purchase my product or services again, but they know people who might. And that's what started happening is I was getting phone calls from people who knew people who had heard about me or been to one of my seminars or one of my webinars, and they wanted to do business with me. So that's what I found. If I start building those, or when I started building the relationships, that's when my business started growing, and I started building relationships pretty much like you normally do. You just start sharing with people. You start asking them questions. Hey, are you married? What do you do for a living? To build that relationship. And then I started sharing with them, maybe what I do or things that are going on, things that I see. But before I did that, I had to figure out where I was and how am I going to reach others on that superhighway. A lot of times all we have to do is turn around and go, there we are. I'm right on the Missouri border. So that was the first thing is, okay, where are we now and where do we want to go and how are we going to get there? Well, I had to figure out the where are we now. I knew how we were going to get there. I wasn't sure where we were going to go though. So what I did was I developed a business model. That business model helped me determine where I was and showed me where I needed to go. And I tested it. And I said here, I tested it and it worked, but I tested it and then I tested it and then I tested it and I kept tweaking things to where it was where I wanted it to be. I was getting the returns that I wanted. I was getting the reaction that I wanted, the conversions, because I spent a long time moving or building my social media network into something that I felt would work and did what I wanted it to do. But first I had to figure out where I was. It worked and it still does. This is my social media market. This is how we do social media marketing, but ultimately we want this on the right. We want our gold mine, we want our mill, we want that pot of gold, and we figured out how to get that or at least get you to that. We can show you how to get there, but what you need to do is take what you know about your business, apply it to some of the things that I'm going to be showing you today, and then you're going to be prospecting in your gold mine. You're going to be able to go in and you'll see gold everywhere. You just have to get it out. Okay, so what we did was we put this together and then we had to figure out what we were going to do with it. So what we did was everything on the left-hand side is social media. It starts at the top with blogging, then LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and right in the middle is your website. We're not leaving your website out of that. But we have a little bit different opinion with websites. Our opinion is that your website is more your brochure. It is something that you change as you need to, but it's your online brochure, and for the most part it stays static. You can, on your website, you can ask people for their email address to add to your email list. You can give them calls to action, things like that would normally sit there. But all of our changes we do on our social media side of the house. That's where we keep everything current. That's where we blog. We use our Facebook posts. We send out tweets if we do a YouTube. We may, on our website, we will reference our social media. We'll have links back to our social media from our website, but for the most part, like I said, the website stays static. And if you notice by the way that we have our triangle set up is we move everything from social and your website into email marketing if we can. The reason is we found that our email marketing was our pot of gold. There's something about moving people out of social media and moving them into email marketing. And what we think it is once we move people to our email list, now it becomes more personal. Now it's something that is meant for you, or it's meant for the recipient, as opposed to making a Facebook post or making a tweet where anybody can read it and anybody can get to it. Email is a little more personal. And that's the only thing we can think. But what we found is we can use email marketing, and that is like where we have found our pot of gold. And if you watch internet marketers, the big time internet marketers like Frank Kern or Ryan Deiss, that's where they're making a lot of their money, is with email marketing. So we pretty much found the same thing. This is our business model, and this is what we're going to walk through today. So after using the model, what we found out, there were lots of other people on that digital superhighway. Because of the model that we used, it worked. So we joined them. We got on the superhighway. And if you notice, some of these cars have social media icons on them. There's YouTube. We looked at Facebook. There's LinkedIn. There's another LinkedIn. There's a Twitter speed limit sign. There's no speed limit sign on Twitter. But do you notice the car right in the middle? And we always thought that those were Lincoln Continentals, but they're not. They're LinkedIn Continentals. That was a joke. Okay, let's keep moving. So we joined them. We joined them on the superhighway. But what we found is if you get out on the superhighway without a vehicle, it's just like if you got out on the interstate. You have a message that you want delivered. The superhighway is going to be the way that you deliver that message, but you need some kind of a vehicle. You need some kind of a vehicle to move your social media along, or your message may die if you don't get it into a vehicle and move it along the superhighway. And so what we did is we learned how to be a marketer. I don't know where that slide came from. We learned how to be a marketer because that's what we want to do. And then we're going to pick our vehicle. If you go to #BeAMarketer, there's a lot of marketing information in there. But what we did was we picked 6 social platforms that worked. Now, these social platforms are your vehicle. You put your message together and you put it either on Facebook or you put it in LinkedIn and you send it down that digital superhighway. And that is what's going to deliver your message on the other end. And the beauty of it is, as you go along on this digital superhighway, other people are going to see you and they're going to read your message. When you put your message on that Facebook superhighway, other people are going to see what you put up there also, and it may not necessarily be the intended recipient, but remember, you're looking for the gold mine, and there could be anybody in that gold mine that all you need to do is prospect and bring them out. So people that are interested start following you. They want to know what you have to say. And that's what happens as your message moves down the highway. So what we did was we picked 6 social platforms that worked. What we found is these are the tried and true. These are the social platforms that have analytics. They're fairly easy to use, and they've been around almost since the very beginning. They've had a lot of challengers. They've had a lot of people try to compete with them. Most have fallen by the wayside. These 6 social platforms have gotten better and better. So we're going to walk through blogging, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're going to breeze past YouTube, and then we'll talk a little bit about email marketing. We also learned how to create, or the difference between creating and curating content and what difference that makes on the superhighway. We used photos, word images, and video to get our point across, and you have seen that in your own social media or on somebody else's, especially things like word images, pictures with words on them. And then we're going to talk a little bit about your next steps after we get through here. So top 6 social networks. Let's start with blogging. We like starting with blogging because when you post something to a blog, you get a link back to that article. So when you post to the blog, you get a link, you take that link to that article and put it in Facebook and put it in Twitter, and then what you're doing is you're repurposing and reusing content. A blog is also a great place to put lengthy articles. Like you want to share an entire article, but it's too big for Facebook, put it on your blog. It's fairly easy to manage and maintain. The other thing is Google looks at a blog the same way that it looks at a website. So 2 things we found that Google consistently looks for, it's recency and value. Recency is when was the last time you posted, and value is anyone going there? Well, what you're doing is you're posting the link to your article in Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and people are going to read your article, those who are interested, so that shows Google that there's value in your article. So that's kind of how blogs work, and that's where we start with everything that we work with. Okay, blogging content, you're going to see this a couple of times. Make it real, honest, and straightforward. Don't try to pull the wool over people's eyes. You want, because people will see right through it, and the content that you post on any of your social sites will attract that type of people. So use content to attract the type of people that you want to market to or that you want to prospect with. Blogging, what to do next? First thing is start. That's the biggest thing, is just get started. You can go to WordPress.com, and WordPress, you can start a free WordPress blog. It's really easy. I suggest hosting it, but if you really don't know what hosting is, I would suggest getting started with WordPress.com. Find out what content is working for your fans, and the way you do that is watching your analytics. There are blogging analytics that will tell you how many people clicked on that story, how many people liked that story, and then create and share the content that they want. What you want is you want people to keep coming back. You want them to keep coming back, so you need to give them information that they're looking for. Use a scheduling tool to post when your fans are most likely to be online. The beauty about a scheduling tool is that you can make posts when you are the least busy and just schedule them for when you want them to go off or when you want them to post, and they'll post. Evaluate your results, make changes to it, and just make things better. Next thing we want to talk about is Facebook. Okay, you can reach large audiences with it. Facebook is more on the social side of things. LinkedIn is more professional. Facebook is, hey, what are you doing this weekend? We're going out to dinner, and we just saw this great concert. We're going on a great trip. Things like that. Just about every product or service that I've run into, you can market on Facebook. You just remember that when you're marketing on Facebook, make it more social than business oriented. If you want to be more business oriented, for instance, insurance, on Facebook, you may want to if there's a great story about somebody who had insurance that totally took care of their house when their house burned down, or gave them a rental car while their car was being fixed, that would be something on social. Now, insurance about the 10 reasons to have insurance, maybe the reasons that you would buy a certain type of insurance for your employees, that would be something more LinkedIn. Okay, use Facebook's insight tools. This is huge. Um, let's go over Facebook content that works first, and then we'll talk about some of their insight tools. Videos are great. Facebook just loves videos and photos. What Facebook really reacts to in photos is when you put in a photo album. You make a photo album as opposed to just putting up one picture. If all you have is one picture, put it up. Don't hesitate. But if you have 4 or 5 pictures, make it into an album and put it on Facebook, because Facebook gives higher priority to photo albums than it does photos. Also, Facebook content status updates, what you're doing in your business. When are you going to be closed? If you're closed for President's Day, or if you're going to be closed for Election Day, whatever it is, let people know. But also, when you know, let them know when you're going to be closed. Let's say you're closed for a holiday that's on a Saturday, and you say, we're going to be closed this Saturday, whatever the name of the day is. We're closing early on Friday. We're going to close at noon on Friday. We'll be closed Saturday, but we'll be open again Monday morning at 8 o'clock for regular business hours. So what you've done is you've told people you're closed, but you've also told them, you've given them your regular hours and when you will be open. So those are some of the things that you'll want to put in status updates. Facebook Insight tools, they tell you what types of posts are doing well. If you look over on the left-hand side, videos, videos, it has their average reach and engagement. And what I found with social media is it's not only who you can reach, but are they doing anything with what they get? Okay, what I mean is the average engagement, the blue line is your post clicks. If you look up at the top, it says post clicks. Although you reach 2,257 people, only 53 of those people engaged. They clicked on it. Now go down to the photo where there's 2,056, which is a little over, 201 people difference that you reached, but look at your engagement. Your engagement increased to 283. I would rather have people engaged than a huge average reach, but that is people that I'm prospecting to. I want them to do something with. If I'm trying to get a new logo or I'm trying to get a new business in front of people, I'm going after reach. I'm going to get reach initially, and then I want to come back and get engagement. I hope that makes sense. Engagement metrics, all of this is in your insight tools. Whoop. Engagement metrics, who engages with your content. These are your demographics. And demographics, whether it's women, whether it's men, their ages are in the middle of the graph. And at the top, it's the percentage of each of the demographics. For instance, with what I'm showing here, the greatest or the most demographic is males between the age of 35 and 44. But if you combine males and females, that means that 29% of the people on Facebook are men and women combined between the ages of 35 and 44. The reason you want to know that is because you want to know who you're marketing to. Are you hitting your demographic? If you're not hitting your demographic, you need to change the content that you're posting, because whatever's being posted on this Facebook page is attracting people between the ages of 35 and 44. Actually, if you want to back up a step and look to the left, the biggest majority is between the ages of 25 and 44, and then it starts dropping off. So this Facebook page has a younger, maybe almost to the middle-aged population. Is that what you want? You need to ask that with your business. And if it is, keep posting what you're posting. If it's not, post what you believe will bring people to your Facebook page. Also, you can find out when your fans are online in Facebook. When you open up your Facebook business page, go to the top. It says Insights. It's a tab at the top. Click on that and you'll have access to all of this. Doesn't cost you anything. It tells you when people are online. The top boxes show you the days of the week. What we call the whale underneath shows you the times of the day. The times of the day are down along the bottom. So not only can you figure out what day of the week most people are on your Facebook page, but now you know what hour of the day. So you can decide when to market to people. What day of the week is best? What hour of the day is best? Or like with this, it's almost steady from about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 9 o'clock at night. That's almost flat. It actually goes up some between 9 a.m. and it peaks about 9 o'clock at night. And then from there, you can just pick your day of the week and start marketing. Okay, Facebook, what to do next? Find out what content is working. I just went over how to see that in the Insights tool. And create and share the content that people are most hungry for. Your analytics will tell you your engagement. It tells you your reach. Decide what you want your marketing campaign to do. If you want, when you're scheduling your blog posts, maybe what you want to do is also schedule your Facebook posts. There are some tools that will post automatically to your Facebook page, your Twitter page, and your LinkedIn page. One of them is called Hootsuite, Hootsuite. It's a scheduling tool. You make one post. You tell Hootsuite where you want it to go. I want it to go to my LinkedIn and my Twitter. You give it a time. You hit the go button. On that day, that time, your tweet will go out or your post will be made. It'll hit that digital superhighway and start rolling. Evaluate your insights monthly and quarterly. Know what they're saying. Know what they're telling you about your audience. Top 6 social sites. We're back here, social networks. Let's talk about LinkedIn for just a little bit. Okay, you can establish your expertise with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is Facebook on the more business side of things. So share what you read, what content that you share is called curated content. Content that you write is created content. So this first part of this, share what you know and read, share what you know, maybe write something, even if it's a small paragraph about what you do, about what happened today, about your last happy customer. And that's something you created. Google reacts differently with created content versus curated. Created content gets you higher on the Google rankings. Be an information source and of course use analytics. I kind of beat that to death. Marianne asked me, does Constant Contact do the same thing as Hootsuite? No. Yes and no. Constant Contact will repost an email that you've sent out. It'll repost it to your Facebook your Twitter, your LinkedIn, and I think it has several other sites that it will post to, but it will not post a regular post. Like if I were to sit down and say, oh, I had a great day today, we just brought on 3 new clients, I could not do that in Constant Contact. Hootsuite will let me do that. So that's the difference. I hope I answered your question. LinkedIn, content that works. Blog posts or long posts, you can make those in LinkedIn. There are 2 things in LinkedIn, and one of them is called a post, which is where you would have like a lot of content, almost like a blog. And then there is there's another where you can make posts about yourself, or if you want to share, more of a short post, more conversational. Images. Using images, word images, this is intoxication, nice feeling you get when you receive a tax refund until you realize it was your own money in the first place. Things like that make people laugh. Links to other things. If you read a great article and you want to share it, copy the link to that article from your URL and put that as a post in LinkedIn, and LinkedIn will automatically bring this across, and it looks really nice. It'll bring the icon across, and it'll bring, what is that, the first 5 lines of the article. It'll bring across. Then people who are on your LinkedIn page, they can go in and they can click on this becomes a link, and they can click on it and it'll take them right to that article. Okay, LinkedIn tips and tricks. I'm going to kind of move through this quickly. In your profile, use 3 to 5 keywords that people would use to find you. This is really important because of LinkedIn search engine optimization. After you're done with your profile, verify all your dates and locations. Make sure that they're correct. Use spell check and grammar checking. Have somebody take a look at it. The reason you want your dates and locations correct is because LinkedIn is going to start connecting you with other people. They will do that based on your profile. Build a company page. Use a good icon. Either use the icon from your business, so when people see that icon, they know that they're on your company LinkedIn page. Post regularly. Do status updates regularly. If people ask you a question, answer them, and be real and be honest with everything that you do. So what next to do next? I started with number 6, says evaluate your analytics. Take a look at your analytics after you get your company page and your profile built, and see kind of the numbers and how many people are coming to your page, how many people are reading your posts, because later on you need a baseline to check and see, are you doing better or are you not doing as good? Fine-tune your profile, create and share content, build a company page, make sure you like or you connect with your company page, you like it in LinkedIn, because what will happen is when you post to your company page, it will also post it to your personal page as your company. And then make regular posts. Okay, let's take a look at Twitter. Fastest and easiest way to reach your audience. Stand out with your tweets, make them a little different. Tell people what you're doing. It's more conversational, and if you ever have a question about what you're doing or about your business, or what do people think about insurance, do you feel Facebook really works as a social media medium, that Twitter is a great place to put it. One of the other things we haven't talked much about is make sure that your profile picture and your cover photo are both good pictures, Be careful about cutting people off, and especially be careful about cutting off your logo. You've spent a lot of time and a lot of money building your logo. Show it prominently and make it look good. I've seen a lot of logos that people have cut off, and it doesn't look professional. Twitter content, if you notice, images keep popping up. People with images, people like seeing things. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, and if a picture doesn't tell you enough or you want to put something else, take a picture and put something across the picture. Short tweets work best, and hashtags. Use hashtags if you want. It's like creating a database of information about that particular subject. And for instance, on this SWS GJIS, if I did a hashtag and I went into Twitter and I did a search on that hashtag, Twitter would give me every tweet that was made with that hashtag. Okay. Be helpful on Twitter. Link to other things. Twitter is only so long that, let me go back. Twitter, you have 140 characters, and that's the beauty of starting in your blog, is when you post to your blog, if you have a long article, grab the link and post it in Twitter, and then maybe make a comment like, hey, these are the 5 best ways to fertilize your, or these are the 5 best things to do with your lawn in spring to make it green all summer. Give them the link, they click on it, they go to your blog, or they go to your Facebook page. Give people facts, stats, or tips. This is a great place to do it. Talk to people. Get into a conversation. If you see somebody talking and they're in China, and let's say they're in Beijing, it's like, wow, I just saw that you guys had this huge event in Beijing, China. Did you go to it? Anything like that to build that conversation. And don't make it all about you. Make it about other people. Use Twitter's analytic tools, mentions, top tweets, you can see which tweets are the top tweets, the ones that everybody is talking about. The beauty of that is you can take those top tweets and retweet them. If they are top tweets and you retweet them, all you're doing is you're sending them back out into your network, and if it's a top tweet, there's a lot of interest. So the intent is that people will also be interested in the tweets that you're making if they're top tweets. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. And there's engagements. Audience Insight talks about your audience and what type of audience you are reaching. So to do Twitter, what's next? Keep track of what tweets get the most engagement. That's the kind of information that you'll want to pass on and or retweet other people's tweets, because that also starts building a relationship. And if you retweet other people's tweets, chances are they will start retweeting yours too. Share content that gets the best results. This what to do, if you've noticed, is almost the same through all of the social media sites. Create and share content that gets people's attention. Schedule things so you don't have to go, okay, this needs to go out at 10 o'clock. I've got 7 more minutes. You can schedule it for 10 o'clock at 6 o'clock in the morning if you want. And then evaluating your analytics, pretty much the same thing. YouTube is a great video source, and with YouTube, what we do with YouTube, and this is about all I'm going to say about YouTube, is we use YouTube the same way that we use a blog. If we do a video, or when we do a video, we save it to a YouTube account, and then we get the link and post the link back to your video in your Facebook, on your blog, in Twitter. because Google owns YouTube. So the same things that work with Google, recency and value, that push you up the Google rankings, also do it with Google and YouTube. When was the last time you did a video? How many people are going there? So post regularly, maybe once a month, once every couple of months. If you want to do more YouTube, more is better. And almost everyone I know has a video camera. It's on your smartphone. Do a selfie video and talk about your business. Save it up to Facebook. Don't worry about how corny or how bad you think it looks, because some of the things that you think are the corniest sometimes are the things that go viral. So don't be misled with YouTube. It's another marketing medium. Use it, but make sure with every marketing medium that you have, you put a call to action. Hey, this is my business. This is what I do. If you'd like to find out more, you can go to my website, www.asmomaha.com, send me an email. Here's my email address. Set up an appointment. Always have a call to action. Okay, email marketing, we're going to skip down to that. Wow, email marketing is incredible. You're reaching your audience more personally. Be helpful. Always watch your email analytics. Email marketing is professional email communications to an interested audience. It looks good when you look at it. A lot of times when you look, if you look on the far left-hand side, it says South Side Cycling, and underneath that it says Summer Trends in Cycling. You know right away what this email is going to be about. Grafton Inn. They're going to have a bike and brew, and then they're talking about this weekend's first annual bike and brew. I don't have to read through a lot of content with my email. It looks good. It looks pleasing. People want to open it. It just looks great in the inbox. What can email marketing do for your business? This is what we found works. This is why when we built our model, everything pushed towards email marketing, because if we can bring people out of social, we bring them into email marketing, we have found we can boost repeat business, we increase awareness because we're already in social, but maybe people would rather get a personalized email, so we can increase awareness not only about our brand, but about our products. Give people coupons, things that will get them in the door to purchase our product or to purchase a product that may lead to something else. Because what we want to do is drive revenue and profits. Email works everywhere. 88% of people regularly check email on their smartphones. I have heard the average person checks their email 166 times a day, and 65% of the people that have email check it before they get out of bed in the morning. Wow. So if you're not there, if you're not doing email marketing, I think pretty much everybody that's on the line today is doing email marketing, and most everybody is using Constant Contact, which that is awesome because I like Constant Contact. Email marketing has 3 times more conversion as social media. Every dollar spent on email marketing is an average return on your investment of $44.25. Those who have social media or that are doing email marketing also know how reasonably priced it is. This is an idea. When is the best time to send emails? If you're a restaurant, an accountant and financial advisor, hotels, religious organization, arts and crafts. I will be sending out the video within the next 2 to 3 days, so you will have access to this. If you register for my seminars, I go ahead and send you the video anyway. You have an advantage. Your customers love you. That's what's so beautiful about email. You already have a relationship with them, and those are the people that I would use in my email marketing. 3 simple steps to get started. Get your list together, your email list, even if there's only 5 people you want to get started. Create one campaign and hit send. Get it out the door. If you only have 5 people, that's okay. If you make a mistake, it's a small mistake. I have about 5,000 people in my email list. I have people that I work with that have upwards of 50,000. If they make a mistake, it's a much bigger mistake. Third thing, watch what happens. Do more of what works. Small business marketing, it's nurturing relationships, delivering on your promise, and getting measurable results. It's one thing getting results, it's another thing getting measurable results. Always try to get something measurable so you know what kind of reaction your message is getting. Creating and curating content. What we found is when you're posting content, 50% of what you post should be asking questions, images, and videos. What you want to do is get likes, shares, and comments. 30% of it is interesting, useful information, just basic information, and then 20% promote yourself, sell your product, sell your service. 20%. But the 50-30-20 rule is to keep people engaged. If you're promoting yourself too much, people are going to walk away. Content curation is sharing content from other sources. You see something that you like, you share the link, and we talked about that before with your blog. Anything from the internet, what you can do is you can put this link in your Facebook, on Twitter, and this is Facebook, and you see what happens, exactly what happened before. It pulls the picture across, it pulls the top 5 lines from your article. Something else to consider is if you're writing an article, make the most powerful part of your article those top 5 lines, because that is, if anybody shares it, that is what's going to go across is those top 5 lines. So where do you find information? Here's some ways to find it. Check the news, read other people's blogs, follow other people. What are other people talking about? If you haven't seen or used Google Alerts, I would say just Google Alerts. It is a great way to get new and interesting content from the internet, and subscribe to other people's email lists. I'm a social media marketer. I am subscribed to several internet marketers' email lists because I want to see how they're marketing what they do. Sometimes I get some ideas from them on how to market things. Where do you find it? Ask your customers or your employees, what's going on? What are you most interested in? And don't plagiarize. Give credit to the original author or source. If you don't have an author or a source, people will assume you wrote it, and you don't want to go down that road. Repurpose and reuse. If you see something that you like, repurpose it or reuse it. This is great. Maybe they saw this on Instagram, some pictures. They decided to bring it across to Facebook and share those pictures. Whoop, it looks like the next one, yep, this is Instagram over the next one over. It's a photo that went out onto Instagram. So what we're saying is when you use something, use it on more than just one site. Post it to that one site, but put it on your other sites too. Photos, word images, and video. Image editing. You can edit things with Instagram. PicStitch will help you put several pictures together into one picture, like a collage. And then there's WordSwag. Go out and take a look at those. They're great tools to use. The beauty of PowerPoint. You saw that picture we had earlier of that business, and all we did was put quotes underneath that in PowerPoint. There are other pieces of software to use. I like using Canva. Canva, CANVA.com, will build your cover photo for Facebook. It'll build it the correct size. It'll build your profile picture. It'll build cover photos for Twitter and for LinkedIn, and it makes them fit. It knows how to build them. So try Canva. PicMonkey, I like PicMonkey. PicMonkey came out of the previous tool, Picnic. This is the best way to go in and edit. If you don't have Photoshop or any of the other photo type software, PicMonkey will do a lot of the basic kind of things. You can crop a picture, you can put words on a picture. If a picture is too big, you can save it to a smaller size. I like PicMonkey. It's one of those things that I use all the time. Photos. Be careful with photos. Be careful about using other people's photos. I have gone head-to-head with some photo agencies because we inadvertently used a photo that somebody else had paid to use, and they were not real happy with it. Here are some stock photos: freedigitalphotos.net, Stock Vault, and Free Images. Always try to get free images, or even better, use your own images. Create word images. Use cayenne pepper as an alternative to pesticides. Use them for tips, quotes, promotions, anything like that. Word images get people's attention, and they look cool, and people like sharing them. I know I share them a lot. Social media image size guide. If you go into Facebook, Twitter, Google, Pinterest, if you go into any of them and ask the dimensions, what's the dimension of the cover photo? What's the dimension of the profile photo? They will tell you. These dimensions will keep it looking really nice. It'll fit. It'll look good when you put it up. So you don't have to know this. Like I said, I will be sending out the video, and so you will be able to see those dimensions, but you can also get them on the site you're on. Video is great. Make sure you put video out and share it on your social. Again, what we do, we post things in YouTube, and when you post a video or you upload a video to YouTube, now you get a link to it, and you can share that link on your Facebook page, on your blog, on Twitter. And I know in WordPress, when we put a YouTube link in WordPress, we get a video box, and it actually plays the video right there in WordPress. And then that way it keeps people on WordPress. Okay, winding down. Next steps, take time for ideas. Create an editorial calendar of what you're going to put out in what days, and kind of think through why you're doing it. Does every Thursday work? Is Mondays a better day? Are Mondays a better day? And then post on the days you think will work best. Stay consistent for about a month to 6 weeks. Go back and take a look at your analytics. Make necessary changes. Also, what we do is what you see is be flexible. We go ahead and make our posts 1 to 2 weeks in advance, and then if anything else pops up or our client wants something, we can go ahead and just put it in as an additional post. We post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget about email. And kind of like Mary was saying earlier, in Constant Contact, what you can do is after your email goes out, you can ask Constant Contact to do a social share. What Constant Contact will do is share that email to your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. I don't know if it shares it to Pinterest or not. I kind of doubt it, but it may. And then what you want to make sure that you do is from your social sites, push people back to your email list. to grow your email list. You constantly want to be trying to grow your email list. And what you want to do is, if people already read your email, they're interested in the information in your email, and you want to continue to give them information. What I'm saying is, you have your email list, but now you've shared your email in Facebook, on Twitter, in LinkedIn, and you want to get those people on your email list also that aren't already there. We want to reach out and touch them and bring them in. This is great. You have 380,000 people on your Facebook page, but little things happen that you don't have a whole lot of control over. If something happens, your Facebook page breaks, or you lose connectivity with your Facebook page, everybody that was connected with it, you've lost them. But if you have email marketing, what you can do is you can send an email out to everybody and still keep in touch with them. Simple tools. We already talked about promoting emails on social media, scheduling your posts. You can schedule posts with email marketing. And okay, Marianne, I take this back. It says you can schedule your posts with Facebook or Hootsuite. So now I'm wondering if maybe there's a Hootsuite capability within Constant Contact. I'm going to have to look at that and see. And set up searches to monitor what other people are saying. And what we're talking about is maybe 20 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week to do your social media marketing. Or sit down for about a half an hour or 45 minutes and schedule all of your posts for the upcoming week, and then you can just go back in and see if anybody's left any comments, see if you've increased the number of people that have liked your page. So after all of that, you're sitting out here looking at this internet superhighway. Do you still feel like you're the only one on the digital superhighway? Well, you're not alone. People are there. They will find you. Keep posting. Post about things that you're passionate about, because that'll keep the momentum going. People will find you, especially after you start building relationships through sharing. Share what you know. Share what people want to hear about. People are looking for your product and service. They just don't know you have it. All you have to do is share, and pretty soon you're going to be a rock star too. Just like everybody else you see on the internet that believes they're a rock star, but you're truly going to be one. Okay, before I answer these are some resources that you have access to. If you want, if you're looking for local or online seminars or webinars, if you go to my calendar, asmomaha.com, and choose calendar, I will also do seminars on demand. If somebody has a conference or a breakout session that you need a speaker, I do those kinds of things, and I do travel around the United States. Just get in touch with me. If you don't have Constant Contact and you want to get started with a practice account, just go to asmemailmarketing.com. Constant Contact is allowing me to give you today a 60-day free trial of Constant Contact. But you have to go to asmemailmarketing.com. Also, underneath that, blogs.constantcontact.com is more information than you can possibly imagine. I'm a guest writer on this. The last Wednesday of every month, I write a social media article. So that's another way that you can get in touch with me. Also, socialquickstarter.com. Down at the very bottom, there is information about LinkedIn, about Facebook, social media marketing, email marketing, and it doesn't cost anything for you to go in and get the information. Okay, let me get let me get over to the questions. How long does it take to set up a social network? When you first go into setting up a social network, it depends on whether you're going in to set up your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and everything all at once. You can have a LinkedIn page set up in about, I would say you can set up any social platform in about 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't take very long to do that. Biggest thing is go in and just start doing it. How often should I post, Tom? Um, Tom, what I tell business owners is, first thing is figure out what your rhythm is. How many times a week can you sit down for, say, 10 or 15 minutes to build a post? If you can do it once a week, do it once a week, but post on the same time each week. If you can post twice a week, post twice a week, do it on the same time each week, like Tuesday and Thursday, or post every Monday. We post 3 times a week for our clients. We post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have found that is a pretty good rhythm to have, but we also know that business owners don't necessarily have that kind of time. That's why I would suggest sitting down and making your posts and scheduling them. I hope that answers your question. Do you teach classes on different social media topics? Doris, thanks for the question. Yes, we do. We not only do we do these webinars and seminars, but also I have a 2-hour one-on-one class that I offer on a social site. If you want a 2-hour class on Facebook, a 2-hour class on blogging, a 2-hour class on LinkedIn, we'll sit down for 2 hours. We can either do 2 1-hour sessions or 1 2-hour session with a break in between. When you walk away, you will know how to market using that social media platform. Send me an email and ask me if you're interested in that. Let me know and I can shoot you over a proposal or some prices. Okay, one last question. Well, 2 questions. What is the best site to start doing social media marketing with? The best site is whichever one you're most familiar with. If you already do social media marketing with Facebook, use Facebook. If you use LinkedIn, I would say start with LinkedIn. I've kind of gone over what you need to do: create or curate content, post it, look at your analytics, see which content people are most interested in, create more of the same content and post it again. Your analytics become very important. Okay, one last question. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them up and I'll answer them before I get off the line today. The question is, do you teach email marketing? Thanks for that question, Scott, and yes, we do. We do teach email marketing. Again, we have a 2-hour email marketing course. If you decide to take If you don't have Constant Contact and you decide to start Constant Contact and you go to asmemailmarketing.com, because I get credit for that through Constant Contact, I will sit down with you and train you for 1 hour for free. And by the time we're done with that 1 hour, you'll understand email marketing. Okay, that looks like that is all the questions. I want to thank everybody for being here today and taking the time to learn about social media marketing. I want you to go out there and be prosperous in everything that you do, and I hope to see you back again, like Z and some of the other people that have been to my webinars before, and have a great day. Thanks for being here. Bye.